Well, there's been so many things brought up, so many different directions we can go. I think it's valuable for our viewers to know a little bit more in depth about how they can get involved at either of the centers or both of the centers, since you live in the same place. I'm trying to think about what would be valuable to our viewers. And so, Amy and TJ, could you talk a little bit about, and I know it doesn't matter to me who goes first, but a little bit about how people can get involved in the center. I mean, what can they do?
Well, I'll go ahead and take that first, Josh. I think we always need people who can speak English to teach English to people who don't speak English as their native language. And so that's something, it gives people an opportunity to learn how to get together with somebody who doesn't, figure out those ways that we can communicate in spite of that language barrier. But it also gives them an opportunity to invest in a new immigrant, to invest of themselves. And so I think that's always something that we need, always looking for English teachers. But then we also have a GED program that we run, and we do need people who are proficient in math and science and social studies and things like that to come in and serve as tutors for those people who are doing that GED process. We need people who are skilled in computers to come and teach computers to the basics to people who have never touched a computer before. So those are some areas. And then of course we can use volunteers for festivals, for doing outreach activities, playing games with kids and stuff like that. So there are all kinds of different areas. If somebody had an interest, they could just give us a call. They have say for example, we had somebody just recently call. She was a financial person, wanted to do some financial planning seminars. Well, we got her set up. So she's doing financial planning seminars with our women's group. So anyway.
What's your phone number?
402-474-3950. Again, 402-474-3950.
Josh, there's a lot of ways that an individual or a group could invest some of their time and talents and treasures in the Malone Center. There's working with the after-school program, coming in and tutoring some young people, or coming in and talking about their career, giving a presentation about their career. If they have a place of employment that would be of interest, allowing the Malone Center after-school program to come out and tour their facilities and hear about the career opportunities there and the educational requirements to pursue a career in that. There's always, and Amy didn't mention this, but I'm sure that she wouldn't mind me saying this, is that if you want to donate financially, you can always contribute financially to the operations of the centers. And then there's just, sometimes you have some nice old computers or something that you're going to get rid of, and there's an opportunity to make that donation to the center. We also have our Juneteenth festival, our Juneteenth celebration coming up on June 14th, and if individuals wanted to volunteer or come out and serve as a sponsor of that opportunity is still available. And our number at Malone Center is 474-1110. Again, 402-474-1110.
Well, just in case you're tuning in for the first time, we're about halfway through our show, and we're talking about El Centro de las Americas and the Malone Center, and the services they provide, and the fact that they share a space. And TJ preempted me a little bit. He brought up the idea of fundraising. I was going to reserve that for our board members, but I don't want to leave that topic, because none of these things happen for free. And there's no one rich person out there, one rich organization that has given the money for these organizations to exist. And Thomas, I'm going to turn it over to you and talk a little bit about what does a contribution to Malone Center mean? I mean, why would somebody choose to contribute to the Malone Center or El Centro de las Americas instead of some other charity in Lincoln?
Well, because it's an opportunity to reach out. It's an opportunity to help young people develop. Malone is the oldest ethnic center in this community, and again, it has always reached out to the entire community. Lots of folks, including myself and our executive director, T.J. McDowell, grew up in Malone and got experiences in Malone. My first job out of college was at Malone Center. I was assistant director at Malone Center. So it has helped me. Many of our board members grew up in Malone and learned and developed in Malone and so forth. the assistant director, when I was there, I started a program, Nate Woods. I started a program, a Big Brothers program at Malone. And El Centro, I think, has the same situation. The reason I started the Big Brother program 30-some years ago at Malone, it doesn't exist anymore, was because often the general kinds of organizations are not always able to reach out to the various ethnic communities. And I'm sure El Centro has the same kinds of, so sometimes we have maybe subsidize or have more of a ethnic-focused program to do the same kinds of things, not to put them out of business, but because it can reach folks that maybe are not able or don't feel as comfortable being in those programs and so forth. As you know, teammates have worked with Malone Center to try to acquire more teammates and so forth. So the reason one would donate to Malone and to El Centro is because it's an opportunity to help. That's the only way they can function. It's the only way they can exist, because we deal with young people to our senior citizens. We have a senior citizen program. I don't know if it was mentioned. That's there. So and everything in between. It's a chance to help develop young people and sustain people in the community, and to put our elders with young people and so forth. So it's an opportunity to make the community vital and people to be comfortable and to develop and reach their potential.
And Oscar, at El Centro, could you speak a little bit to the population you serve, what it means to come from that population, and why the center is important?
Yes. Not too long ago, one of our funders asked a very unique question. He said, "Why should I contribute to this center? What is the role that the center plays in this community that makes it so unique?" That was a difficult question. And the way I see it, Josh, is that it is a cultural liaison between our community and the immigrant community. I came to the United States 17 years ago. When I came, I was afraid of the food, afraid of the language, afraid and intimidated by anyone who I would come across with. But at that time, I had no idea that the Hispanic Center was operating. It took me a year before I could speak Spanish with another individual from Latin America. So the importance of a cultural center is to serve as a mediator, as a place where I can go and ask, how can I navigate this new system? How can I learn English? What should I do so that I can survive in this new culture? So if there are individuals out there asking why is it important to have a cultural center, I would say we are here to make the adaptation, the acculturation process a lot smoother than if we were not to be there and have our new immigrants coming, being lost in a system they don't understand.